Practice 4 in the books. The focus is getting 11 guys to do their job to the standard, so it looks more game-like. Every day we get a little better in that regard, developing players, depth, finding out about your team, who can do what. So it's far from perfect. A lot of install going on, and situations change daily. Questions?
Based on how Byron Baldwin's kind of performed throughout the offseason, do you feel he's a guy that's capable of making the same kind of leap as Hardy did and Lindino did in their second year?
He's got a lot of ability, played some as a freshman. His thing is day in, day out consistency and having the discipline to be consistent, and he'll be as good as his discipline and consistency take him this year. I think those young guys are getting better every single day. They're blocking veteran players, and we'll see where we are when camp comes out, who we think the number 6, 7, 8 guy is.
Zach,
I recognize it's still early, but there were a couple of those tight ends you couldn't get really a look at in the spring. A couple of those young guys that I know you liked. Just sort of what have you seen maybe from Brock Schott, from just guys that, again, weren't able to get a ton of reps at that spot in the spring?
Well, Barker and Theory have been workhorses. They were out there in the spring, out there now. Schott has had good moments, and as has Gibbs, from a blocking standpoint and a receiving standpoint, and just trying to get them better because they're young. But we're going to be counting, we're going to be counting on Barker, Schott, and Gibbs for sure, and then figure out that fourth one.
Pete, on your left and Matt.
Yeah, Curt, the key for Hardy, what's the next step for Hardy? What do you need to see from him?
He's played really good football. I think as he gets older and more mature, his play should even elevate more. And he plays his best in big games, and he's a good player. We just got to keep him on the field.
Matt, row 3, then Sammy.
Coach, you guys made the move of Bruner out to right tackle. He pretty much played just guard at Wisconsin. What'd you like about, or what'd you think would work there, and what have you seen from him so far in the first fight? I know it's early on, no pads, but early on, what have you seen?
Well, Bob moves guys around a lot, and he will in the fall camp also. He wanted to start out that way. He thought that gave us our best 5, with the Johnny being more comfortable playing guard than tackle. And but he can play inside, he can play outside, so he's a good player.
Sammy in front of Mike.
To piggyback off of that question, looked like Bruner was one of the leaders at Flex today. How has he taken that leadership role as a newer guy in the program?
Well, this is the time of year where a number of the older transfers now start to step up a little bit, and you got to put them in that position. I put him out in front of Flex today to talk to the team. We've had the same 5 or 6 or 7 guys in the spring and early in the fall sort of talk to the team, and now there's a handful, 5 to 7 other guys, I think, that have the potential to lead the right way, and he was one of them.
Mike, on your right, and Seth.
Kobe Martin, I think, has originally committed to a G5 program, and then the prior staff took him right before you came. Like, what do you remember? What were your early impressions of him when you first took the job, and how have you seen him grow?
Well, I think he's really developed. He was a good downhill runner in high school, and he's gotten faster and more explosive since he's been here, and very pleased with his progress up to this point.
Seth, on your right, then Greg.
Curt, I know you talked last week both about Steven specifically coming back and just kind of, generally, the circumstance of being able to bring a guy like that back, with Kellen being able to bring him back. I guess, where's he at physically after his injury last year? And, how big is it for a guy like that whose season ended mid-year, missed the whole back end and playoff run, to be able to have one more go?
I think Daly will be ready to take some 11-on-11 reps next week, with Wyatt a little bit behind him. And we're not rushing either. Both of them were really good players for us. Kellen Wyatt was playing really good football when he got hurt, and Stephen Daly really emerged big time. So it gives those guys an opportunity to finish what they started. They didn't get that opportunity last year because of injury. And it makes us a better football team.
Curt, everybody that you guys play, say y'all play with an edge, and I know a lot of that's got to be motivational and how you get them motivated. coming off what you're coming off, what are you doing? How are you getting them to play with that edge? I know it's a different group of guys, but still.
I just think we're trying to get them to play to a standard more than anything else. You know, we have a certain way that we do things, process-driven, how we play the game. And we'll find the motivational edges as we get closer to the season. Right now, it's more about getting them to play up, to the standard.
Jared, go two, then Eli.
With Steven and Kellen coming back, have you talked at all with Bryant and the other assistants about how you might switch some things around, move some pieces around there with two extra bodies that you maybe didn't expect to have?
Well, one's an end and one's a stud. And, I'd let Bryant handle the defense because I got a pretty good idea what he's thinking. White could possibly have some linebacker versatility in our trio package, which we play against 12 personnel.
And Coach, just straight back here. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. I was wondering if you saw or heard the comments from Tommy McClellan in his opening presser last week. Kind of taking a little shot. Didn't know if you had any comments on that at all.
Not really.
How was Carter Smith? Carter Smith said he got cleared like right before camp. How's he picked up, physically handling things and kind of what have you seen from him now that he's kind of past the injury? He said, you guys were careful with him because it's kind of a tricky thing, but what have you seen from him?
I think he's shaken off the rust to a degree and getting better, blocking some good people, and hasn't played since the Miami game, which is the game he got hurt. So, but he'll be ready to go.
Zach, last one.
It's sort of, I guess, a little more procedural, but we talked to you about Tyler and maybe kind of where you felt like he was after more than a year off at quarterback in the spring. What do you think of him after maybe him getting that important summer period as well now? What kind of progress have you seen
I
from
think
him?
he's really smart. He gets the ball out of his hand, and he's developing. Gave him an opportunity to go with the twos today. Grant Wilson took the twos the first 3 days. And he just has to get better every day and take advantage of his opportunities.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.